Hello guys, welcome everyone to Mando Monday. This is the series where you guys ask the questions and I of course answer them. This can be to do with anything related to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO investing, or upcoming Counter-Strike Global Offensive updates, if that's maybe some Source 2 rumors right now, possible operations in the future, or maybe a new case that might be releasing alongside both of those. And if you guys have a question for next week's video, make sure you leave it down in the comment section down below. Ask Mando, then ask your question. You can leave any question on any video specifically, not even with the Ask Mando. It's usually just easier for me to find it that way. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and of course subscribe. Really helps with the channel grow, as over here we upload weekly Counter-Strike Global Offensive content as well as my Twitch. And before we hop into today's commentary, overview, and go over the questions, here's a quick word from our video sponsor, Skins Monkey. Now today's video sponsor is of course Skins Monkey. Now if you guys are unfamiliar with what Skins Monkey is, they are currently the biggest growing Counter-Strike Global Offensive trading marketplace for skins, which is absolutely amazing, with great fees as well. Let's just say you guys have some skins you're really not feeling anymore. Skins Monkey is the best way to trade them. In this trade, to be exact, I actually profited 18 cents, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but considering it's a trading website, it's actually very, very good. Sign up today to get up to a $5 bonus, which is very nice. And if you've never used the website before, well, you can use my code MANDO, go up to the top right, you claim that bonus. And if you guys want to deposit with real life cash or crypto, you get a 25% deposit bonus, which is very, very nice. So there's a lot of stuff to cover. This past week, there's been 2 rapid Q&As, and this is something I do when there's a lot of questions being asked in the CSGO community. Most of my content the past few weeks, and if so the past couple months, has mostly been revolved around the past 2 majors, that being Stockholm and of course Antwerp, because a lot of people have some decent amounts of money in them. I do myself as well. And Antwerp being on the table for the exact same price all these other majors were, and they're obviously very successful, people want to try and get that success once again. Which, to come to terms with that, it's not going to be possible, but there are some options and opportunities to make some money off Antwerp, I believe. And speaking of Antwerp, the end of it, when is that going to happen, and when's it going to conclude completely, where the 75% off sale is removed? So if it doesn't happen this week as of viewing Mando Monday, I'm going to go ahead and say it's most likely going to get removed then during the 10th anniversary of CSGO. So this is probably going to be the 20th of August, maybe the 10th of August, whenever they decide to release that CS10 capsule, because they're not going to want any other stickers on the market while that is on the market as well. Because if it's on the market for that much longer, it's not going to be very good for a lot of people, and that's what I've talked about for my investments anyway. But only time will tell, of course. And by the thumbnail of today's video, you're also seeing grenade skins. And the reason I'm mentioning this is Valve recently on CSGO's Twitter has been really playing the boundaries here, I guess, with what they're tweeting. Usually when CSGO in the past, when they've tweeted about something, mostly as a joke, people take it the wrong way or take it the right way, whatever way you want to take it. I'm taking this tweet specifically about your favorite CSGO grenades, ranking them and whatnot, as maybe they're going to try and play around with the fact if people want skins. They're maybe trying to test out the waters. And this sure is a really big leap of faith and a really big jump to a conclusion, but this could be the start of something as of right now. I think grenade skins would be a really, really good way for Valve to have another branch and branch out to more monetization efforts inside of CSGO. As a company, it looks like a really good point of view. Like it's a whole new case they could possibly do, maybe have them involved in a new operation revolved around Source 2 that could just bring a lot of new people into the game. And also it's a great way for them to make money as well. So I think it's pretty possible, maybe it's really possible for it to happen during the next operation, but obviously this is just speculation in my personal opinion. It's been something that we've all asked for as a community for a very long time, and I don't see it not happening, at least in the near future. Our first question up here is from Jonas, and he says, what summer investments do you recommend? So this is a video I want to cover later this week, and how I actually think right now is not really the best time to really invest in anything, but mainly CSGO. If we take a look at the market, it's really hard for me to suggest you really invest into anything. You see all these cases, not at all-time highs by any means, but they're just really, really high in price, and a lot of these prices are extremely unstable. They're going up, they're going down. You've had the clutch case opportunity to flip this, at 28, 25 cents. Now it's at 35, pushing 40 cents once again. You could play that market, see how it works for you. Of course, the short-term profits for the summer, it's really, really hard to tell. If you're willing to take a gamble, then I would say go with Antwerp. I'd maybe put, if you have some disposable income, $50 to $100 down, put it on some of the capsules, go into some of the individual stickers that you think will do really, really well. Some tips with major investing, it's usually the things you don't think are going to go up in price that usually go up. The Chroma 3 case isn't bad right now, but I mean, it's just not really in demand at this point in time. A lot of the items are just too high for me to really recommend. But on the other hand though, if Source 2 does come out in August, there is a really good opportunity and possibility that a lot of these cases, because the skins will go up, because they're going to look better, will just go up a lot. That will really be good for a lot of people, but of course that is just a wild saying right now. That is just speculation. I would not base anything off of that. That'd be complete less than a 50-50 gamble. You're pretty much putting, I'd say, 98% on the table, versus if you just waited the next few months, you could go in when things are a lot cheaper. I would say now is more of a time to sell. Now our next question and comment up here, which is very upvoted from Quickscope over here. A lot of people seem to love this comment on YouTube. And he says, the broken fan case has a lot of investment potential. And here's why. He says it's a discontinued case, which is very, very true. Out of all the discontinued cases, he says this is the most unboxed, which is also true, but he also says it contains the most expensive gloves, or just expensive gloves in general, and the M4A1S print stream, which I can agree but also disagree, and that's why I wanted to pick this question. So I would say the driving factor of this case going up before and after was the print stream. If this case did not have the print stream in it, this case would have gone nowhere after Operation Broken Fang. Just because this thing was low and rare in quantity doesn't mean you can set whatever price you want for it. But with the M4A1S, especially getting the love and attention it's gotten the past couple years, people have really turned to this skin and really enjoyed it. It's become a very higher tier M4 skin in the game, and that's for sure pretty much, I would say, 95% of the driving factor in this case going so much up in price. And the gloves were really expensive, and I say were with caution, because now you have the Broken Fang gloves in 3 individual cases, that being the Snakebite case, the Recoil case, and of course the Broken Fang case itself. And well, what that's going to do to the market is, with so many different pairs of gloves, or all the same gloves in 3 different cases, that's going to give more opportunities for people to unbox gloves. And just how I talked about in my Recoil case review, people were really upset when they added the golds from Broken Fang into that case, but I actually saw it as a good thing to kind of have the community unbox gloves more and make gloves a little more easily purchased for most people, your average Joe anyway. But the Broken Fang case I do see with a really good future, and just like everything else in the market, I would say it's maybe a little too high up in price, especially if we get some sort of operation soon. Usually the whole market crashes. That could be a really good investment opportunity for a lot of people to capitalize then. But if you have some of these right now, I would suggest holding on to them, or possibly picking them up if that's what you're really kind of going after. Now, our next question up here is, of course, from Lazar, and he says, bro, I opened the Modesty Gold. Should I instantly sell or, of course, keep it? I am in little doubt because the mouse gold is halved in price. Thank you. And this comment was upvoted by 2 people, so I appreciate it. So this is a pretty good question, and I understand your concern. And right off the bat, Antwerp stickers are down quite a bit, and that should not be something that should really worry you. Normally, during an operation, or for an example, a major like right now, stickers that are on sale, especially for maybe an extended period of time, people don't, let's just say, lose interest, but there's other things people like to do and just move on from this. And then the next couple of years, they start to go back up in price because they're really hard to unbox, because the capsules are maybe 2 or 3 times of what they were just a couple years ago, or even a few months ago. And that's kind of where I see these stickers going. A lot of these stickers have gone down in price, but this one isn't, of course, no excuse at $156. I'm going to relate something like the gold stickers to the hollow stickers at this point in time. Everything's kind of flipped. For the hollow side of things, you have something like the Modesty sticker being 2nd and 3rd in place, when at first in place, you have something like the Rocks Hollow, which the price difference is absolutely absurd at, almost a $50 difference between the two. And this kind of just goes to show the autographs this year, I don't think are really in all that much demand, especially the hollow autographs, because they're so much harder to unbox, and people are seeming to unbox a whole lot of them. But also there's so many autographs. That's something to keep in mind as well. It's not just that they're not good or people don't like them. There's just so many different options. And with so many different options, Modesty being a pretty new player, I would say it's mostly a gamble, especially with the hollow side of things. But with the gold, it's of course the most expensive. And just because something is really expensive and really rare to unbox doesn't mean you can set whatever price you want for it, of course. I myself have seen this play out a whole bunch of different ways in the past. You have Krakow 2017, where you unbox and get, for an example, a Kenny S sticker. I had a friend that pulled a Kenny S sticker in Krakow 2017, and they decided to sell it. With the Krakow 2017 sticker that they sold, I believe at like just a few $100s in the Steam market, that's worth a few $1,000s nowadays. Now, of course, will this play into this effect? It's really hard to say at this moment in time. Now, what would I do personally? I would wait maybe the first couple days after the Antwerp major sale is removed, whenever that is, if you're willing to play a little with what you got here. But if you're wanting to make the profit, just go ahead and cash out. That's maybe a knife in CSGO, or possibly a budget tier of gloves, or you could just throw it all into cases, for an example. But if you're willing to wait, maybe gamble a little bit with what you got here for free. I would maybe wait the first few days after the Antwerp sales removed and then see how it's going. Feel out the market. Maybe this sticker might go 3 or 4 times above what it is, but obviously that is just speculation, and that is a very decent chance of not happening as well. Now our next huge question is up here from Hugo, and he says, is it better to invest in Stockholm or Antwerp right now? And of course, someone replied to this comment saying Stockholm is a win-win situation, and I have to agree with that right now. If you want something that's a very, very cheap investment just to start off, to get into somewhere, that is going to be Antwerp. You're kind of playing with a gamble. You don't really know how these stickers are going to play out. But you have something like Stockholm right now, which isn't guaranteed because nothing is guaranteed, especially in CS investing. But it's been proven to be loved in the past. It has stickers that are not going to be coming back to the game, at least in the next few years. Effects and just teams we won't see ever again, most likely either. And with all that on top of everything, I just don't really see it not working out. Kind of how we talked about earlier, when there's newer major stickers in the game, it creates one investment opportunity for older items in the game, not just not being older capsules, but also older cases. That could be maybe some older skins that go down because people want to box the new capsules, and everything a little bit here and there has happened with the capsules going up and down, and of course skins going up and down. And with Stockholm being on a decent sale right now, I would say it's not the worst opportunity for a lot of people, maybe to pick up a whole collection of holos or a whole collection of foil stickers, because obviously those are discontinued, or maybe some capsules overall because of the very low supply and shortage, because from the $50, $60 mark we're seeing with the Challengers capsule, it's not always going to stay like that because it obviously is so rare. Now our next comment up here is of course from Eric, and he says, what is exactly the new scam? So if you guys are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, I first off really suggest a lot of you guys go watch my most recent video, and that is of course talking about CSGO's newest scam. But if you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. I'll kind of do a quick summary of it for you right now. So if you go on YouTube right now and search up anything related to CSGO skins or just CSGO in general, you're going to have a whole bunch of bot accounts on YouTube. And essentially what they will do is they will say, with a really clickbait title and thumbnail, and they'll have 100 different thousand keywords. They'll have my name, Suka Hot Fire, Felts, pretty much all the big skins YouTubers you could think of. So when you search them up, their videos are going to come up first. And of course, they're hitting the YouTube algorithm because people are wanting to know, especially the newer players, how to get free skins because they're actually watching the full video. When you have watch time that's really good on YouTube, it gets into the algorithm with likes that are bots, of course. And when they have fake interaction, it boosts them up in the algorithms. People see their videos more and they get more on the actual feed on YouTube. And that's what's happening. You're seeing these scams instead of actual videos. And what these scams are is they're going to put links, send me free skins, and it's a bunch of malware most likely and a bunch of other BS, which you should not click any links on YouTube, especially in the comment section. That is something I highly suggest for a lot of YouTubers to disable. I've seen it on multiple different CSGO investing YouTubers channels. Not to throw shade, it's just not a good thing. It's not a good look. And it just is something that needs to be cleaned up. So if you see any of these videos, I would most likely report them, but at the end of the day, it's not really going to do much because these people are on thousands of different accounts, it seems. They're making a new video, making a new account every other day or every other hour for some reason. And of course, our next question up here is from Meaty Schmeedy, and this one's a very long one. I'm going to do my best to just sum it up for you instead of reading the entire thing. Ask Mando, have you ever looked at the state of teams and the pro scene when deciding to buy stickers? And my answer to that is, of course, yes. And he says, for an example, buying complexity stickers for Antwerp and VP for Stockholm 2021, because he believes, of course, that the future of complexity, because their poor performance, they're going to drop the entire team due to the conflict inside of it. And same thing with VP. And sure, a lot of people have done this in the past. I know people did it with Kenny S back in the day when he had 1 kill at the end of the major. People were buying some of his stickers on the community market really before CSGO investing even happened. And he didn't end up getting dropped, which was pretty interesting. But right now, I would say this is just an overall shaky situation. There's really no guarantee of these things going up. Though on the Stockholm side of things, I would say it has a better opportunity of happening, of course, because of the quantity being so much lower. And in my opinion, the sticker looking a lot better than something like the complexity sticker. Nothing against complexity as a team or Antwerp itself, but I just think Stockholm for this sticker versus complexity 2022 looks 10 to 20 times better than how they did this year. And on top of complexity being a newer team, it's really hard to tell the future of it, right? Because they just came out We have a lot of them in different capsules, and they don't really seem to be in demand either. For me, out of the two, I would personally go with 2021 just because the prices are proven to actually work for most people, that they want them in the future. But if you're willing to take a little bit of a risk, and I would say a decently high gamble, then go with Antwerp 2022. But yeah, this is definitely something you can do in the future if you think a pro is going to retire or a pro team is going to disband or completely remove themselves from the CS. That's definitely an opportunity for you to buy all the stickers up, but obviously that's a gamble because you don't really know unless you have some inside information. Now our next question up here is from Eth, and he says, is it still possible to make money on Counter-Strike? So this is a question that is just straight up. And if you've gotten the vibe from this week's video, really, not really. At this moment, for this month, and for this time of the year, making money in CSGO, unless you bought in earlier this year, isn't really going to be happening right now for a lot of people. This time of the year, and especially this year, it's been really, really odd. I would say majority times and parts of the year, there's always opportunity. Like last year, there was an opportunity, it felt like every single month, to hop in something. But right now, with there not being a whole lot going on in the game, you mean we just had two majors almost back to back, it felt like, with no operation, possible stuff coming out this summer, which I highly doubt. And we're also getting the Rio Major up here very, very soon. There's a lot of stickers going on, and that really messes around with the market. And right now, with everything being so high up in price, with the player count growing, people obviously knowing the ins and outs of everything, it is becoming harder. But it's also not impossible at the exact same time. I would say there are going to be ways to make money on CS until the game completely dies out. If that's from either unboxing a knife, which you're gambling in general, or just investing in cases on the market. And that's what I think investing, and the majority of people investing into CS are going to go in the next couple of years, is that specifically. Newer profit in CS, which is, this is a video I've covered the past few months, which I might remake soon, is very hard to obtain. It's a lot different than how it was just even a year ago. With something new coming out, instead of people buying 2,000 or 3,000 of them, there's 2 or 3 million bought now because everyone's thinking the exact same way. So you have to think what people aren't thinking, and it's very hard to do that. And with that, I would be one to just stick with older investments inside of CSGO. If you carry older items like a play skins inventory, for an example, from like 2016 or even 2017, or an OG 2014, 2015 player, and you have those skins from that era, as well as the cases, I would say that's the best way majority of people can go, especially if you're playing on a daily basis. So yes, it is possible to make money. You just have to really know what you're doing and what market to play as well, because the markets are changing constantly inside of CS. Now our last question up here is from Starbase, and he says, what do you think about investing in higher tier cases? Example, Bravo and Weapon case for an example. So currently the Bravo case is at $45, that containing the Fire Serpent and the Golden Koi, which no one really likes, and of course the P2000 Ocean Foam and the Op Graphite, some pretty decent looking skins, especially for what it has in the case. What's not nice about it is, of course, that price tag of $45. At 471 quantity, there is a lot of different prices on the market for this thing on a daily basis. The demand, because this item is so expensive and only for a certain individual, like a streamer, for an example, like XQC, who likes to unbox these on stream, isn't really the most solid investment, especially buying in bulk. You're going to want to buy maybe one of these if you're kind of that sort of investor. Obviously, if you look at the lifetime graph, I mean, they've gone up obviously from 50 cents from where every case originally starts out to over $50, and last year hitting an all-time high of $53. They're going to go up with more time. It's just, are you wanting to wait that much and wait that long when you can go into something else and maybe make 2 or 3 times the profit with a very much lower of a buy-in, for example, like a major? I think if you're a decent CSGO investor and you have some other things that you have your money in, obviously that being cases, maybe some capsules, maybe some stickers from other majors in the current one at hand, maybe some skins as well, this would be something you'd pick up. This is more so of an afterthought of a CSGO investment. I would say for the most people, this isn't really a CSGO investment most people should pick up unless you have your eggs in different baskets. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode of Mando Monday. If you did, please comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, link down in the description below. A lot of cool videos coming later this week, ladies and gentlemen. I know Mando Monday was delayed this week an extra day, and that was because I wanted to talk about Antwerp, because I have a feeling that maybe they could get removed, but obviously they weren't. But there was that possibility in there quite a bit.